Hi, good morning to Madam and my fellow classmates. My name is Satu Sayuk.
My name is Michelle and Xavier.
My name is Koinshri Nagraja.
Lastly, my name is Nur Adriana Zulkifli.
Our group today will present about board mechanism and Malaysian family companies performance. So I will pass to the first presenter, which is Michelle.
Thank you, Hafiz. So I'm going to present about the introduction of board mechanisms, Malaysian family companies performance and the problem. So as per our research, the title of the journal is Board Mechanisms, Malaysian's Family Companies Performance, and the researcher name is Noor Afza Amran and Ayub Chi Ahmad. The date were published was in year 2011. So as we can see, the family organizations with a huge board size, low chiefs, ability and duality initiative add to higher family organization execution. This examination tracked down that the scholastic capability of chiefs doesn't impact firm execution. In this manner, for the most part, controllers and financial brokers should be delicate to the way that family organizations do have contrast in corporate administration rehearse contrasted with non-family organization. The purpose of this journal is to examine the board mechanisms and family companies' performance using free performance indicators, which is Q, EPS, and OCF. And this study aims to find answers to whether there is an association between board mechanisms and family companies' performance. Particularly, this study uses a sample of Malaysian family companies listed on Bursa Malaysia. Thus, the information revealed are reliable and useful to Malaysian family business and investors at large. Next, the problem. As we can see, family companies does not embrace openness in the firm practices and they still practice a similar business culture to the founders. As we can see, they focus solely on Malaysian family companies using a data from 2003 to 2007 and includes two new variables to test it, which is first, director's qualification, and second is the director's expertise. Second, considers both the market-based and accounting-based approach, which is the accounting performance measures is claimed to be a better performance measure than the share market-based measures. Third, expected to enrich the literature in the area of corporate governance practice among family business in Malaysia. Particularly, this study uses a sample of Malaysian family companies listed on Bursa Malaysia, plus the information revealed is reliable and useful to Malaysia family business and investors at large. Lastly, the market value of ordinary shares plus book value of preferred shares and debt, which is the earnings of per share, the published earnings for ordinary divided by the average number of shares on issue during the 21. Thank you. Now I'll pass it to Kogineshwari.
The next part is the review of the literature. First, as indicated by our examination, the site sources are relevant to the investigation since most of the sources talk about the border missions and examination of Malaysia private owner companies. For example, founding family ownership and business performance. Furthermore, the review as per our studies is too broader because these journal based on the topic and corporate governance and performance in family companies. The performance using three performance indicators such as the Tropin's Q, earning per share and operating cash flow. However, the reference could not be a recent one because the journal was published in 2011 since it's more than 10 years, so it's automatically older than the journal. Lastly, as evident is bias on the journal because most of the information data are relevant to the journal and also the information get it from the Bursa Malaysia. For the example, the sample size is 189 family companies listed on Bursa Malaysia from 2003 to 2007. Thank you. That's it from me. I pass to my friend.
Thank you, Kogi. So I will continue to the part design. So for this article, these companies listed on Bursa Malaysia over the period from 2003 to 2007. And according to the study, a family control family must fulfill three requirements, which is the first one is founder is the CEO or successor of the CEO who is related by blood or marriage. And then the second one is with at least 2 family members in its management. And then the last one is family director have ownership, which is direct and indirect shareholding of a minimum 20% in the company. So meaning to say in this company, there is no outcast member. And then we go to the procedure. The first one is the sample size for family companies date, which is 945 cases, comprise annual report of 189 companies for the 5 years. There were 190 companies from the main board and then another 255 companies from the second board. Nearly 2/3 of the main board companies represent the family companies, and this represents a large number. And then these family companies contribute significant to the Malaysian economy by creating jobs and supplying resources to the Malaysian market. Because back in Malaysia, it's a habit for the family company contribute to the Malaysian economy. So this finding have support previous work done by Clason and then Ngui and then Soderberg from 2003. And then the statistic on family companies based on Bursa Malaysia. On the industry, most of the family business were highly engaged in industrial product, consumer product, properties, and construction. However, this company have low involvement in industry like plantation, technology, hotel, and infrastructure project. And then according to the study, relationship between the variable in this study is from the correlation metric, director qualification, leadership structure, and firm size were found to be significant and negatively corrective with Tobin's Q study. And then term of proportion in the independent non-executive director, EPS show a positive direction, while OCF as expected show a negative direction with the performance. This difference may due to the nature of measurement for both variants. And then in terms of leadership structure, family business that practice separate leadership have lower performance. This implies that family companies prefer a duality leadership structure, and then the reason may be that the leader wants to protect their family legacy. That's all for me, so I will pass to the next presenter.
Next is data analysis and presentation. The data was analyzed by using quantitative method for the whole journal. For the example, researchers were trying to find minimum and maximum mean and the standard deviations value from their journal. This study evidenced that family companies with a large border size, low director exercise, and quality leadership contribute to the I family company. The control variable are depth, size, FRIMA size, and FRIMA age. The example size for family organization were 945 cases containing a yearly report of the 189 organization for 5 years. There were 690 organizations, which is 73% from the fundamental border, and 255 organizations, which is 27 from the subsequent border. Almost 66% of the principal border organizations address the family organization. These family organizations contribute fundamentally to the Malaysian economy by making occupation, also providing access to the Malaysia company sectors. These were supporting the finding of the journal. Lastly, the weakness or problem is the least 1/3 of the border must be independent directors and family business to comply with code requirement, code 2001. Thank you. That's it for me. I pass to Adriana.
So for the last slide, the articles that we have chosen, of course, they have a conclusion and implications. So in conclusion, the main implications derived from this study were to examine the board mechanism influences family company performance. These studies evidence that family companies with a large board size, low directors' expertise, and duality leaderships contribute to a higher family company's performance. However, these studies found that the academic qualifications of director does not influence the firm performance. Therefore, generally, regulators and investors need to be sensitive to the fact that family companies do have different in characteristics. So family companies do have a corporate governance practice compared to a non-family companies. The next point is a strong family bond and beliefs make family business a contrast from a non-family companies. Hence, the regulators and investors need to figure out and understand in order that family companies have a distinctive characteristics compared to a non-family companies. Altogether, the family companies is really important for a business because they have a bond and characteristics with the same expertise. In addition, family with a larger board size, low expert of team of leadership can have a good achievement in their companies. Directors are controlled by the founders of the business. The limitations of these studies only considers using company sample and the three measurements of dependent variable. Ultimately, in terms of the limitations, this study is only have inconsistent results, so we must have a better future studies about private family companies for the next researcher. Despite the facts, the difficulty to get the data, the results strongly mark in considering private entities are not subject to Bursa Malaysia governance. So that is all from the articles. Thank you.
Thank you.